on the bat used by Christian Yelich tonight. See if he's got it again. Here's the first one of the ball game. Sal Frelick, it's up and away, and off we go from Cincinnati. 88 humid degrees in Cincinnati at our first pitch. There's a strike. A lot of off-speed stuff from Zach Littell.
Yeah, you're going to see the slider more than anything else. Split finger, also mixes in a sweeper. Throws his fastball and sinker just 39% of the time.
Frelick fouls it away.
It's a good-looking beard. Let's check out this arsenal. I mean, the slider almost 30% and the splitter 28%. This is a guy that fell in love with his pitches. It's like, why fool around with something that doesn't work? Go with what you know. Go with what works. And the slider and split's been doing that.
Faced the Brewers as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. This is his only start against the Brewers in his career. Went 6 innings, allowed just a couple of runs, got no decision. There's strike 3 called. High splitter, and he strikes out Sal Frelick.
Not sure if he meant to go up there on purpose, but you don't really see a lot of high splitters. But I tell you what, if you're going to face an offense, you got to start doing some things backwards when it comes to facing the Milwaukee Brewers.
Joey Ortiz in the number 2 spot for a second consecutive game. And he chops one to short. 2 hops for De La Cruz. 2 away. The Brewers win an order just once in last night's game, and it was in the top of the 9th inning with 1-2-3. And a base runner in every inning otherwise. 10 runs on 17 hits. They've scored double-digit runs in the last 3 games. Been a while since they've done that. Contreras digs in. Contreras 1 for 5 with a double last night. Quick 0-2 on William.
Contreras, too, has been an RBI machine. 16 RBIs his last 14 games. Big part of the reason the Brewers have been on this historic run.
And it's high and tight on Contreras. Quinn Priester locked in. And William will take his timeout. Two and 2.
Yeah, one of the reasons the Reds went out and got Littell is just because he's been consistent. 14 quality starts. This guy averages 6 innings every time he gets on the bump.
Yeah, he strikes out Contreras. A couple of Ks in a scoreless inning for Zach Littell. Quinn Priester gets to work. As Quinn Priester makes the start, 18th of the year, picked up a win against the Reds earlier this season.
Yeah, one of the 3 Brewers with double-digit wins, and the Brewers have won his last 13 games that he has been on the mound. He's been good. That sinker, he throws about 66% of the time, and it's nails, all about the ground ball for Priester.
And he gets a ground ball right on cue as Vaughn's got it. He'll take it to the bag. 2 pitches, 1 away as Friedel is gone. And the defense behind him, Tim, brought to you by Landmark Credit Union.
Brendan Lockridge in left field, Stewart.
Threw a man out at home plate in the first inning, making his presence felt in that Brewers lineup. And defensive alignment as Steer takes strike 1. Steer had a base hit and a run batted in last night for Cincinnati. Nice pitch to make it 0-2 with the curveball against Steer. Wild last night, Tim, in that second inning. 9 straight batters reached against the Brewers pitching staff. And then after that, nobody reached.
Yeah, the first 4 were all free passes. There was a hit by pitch, 3 walks. Then DL Hall came in. It was 5 straight hits. And then after that, everybody got out for the Reds.
And it's high from Priester.
Not sure I've witnessed anything like that before.
Arsenal there for Quinn Priester. A lot of sinkers. Cutter usage has been high as Steer fouls it away. Last time out for Priester, matched a career high with 10 hits allowed against the Mets, allowed 6 runs. It was the day the Brewers came from behind, and Isaac Collins walked it off against Edwin Diaz. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Priester.
Strikeout on the curveball below the zone. The breaking ball from Quinn Priester has been outstanding. This is his 41st strikeout.
De La Cruz ground ball, the first pitch to Vaughn. He'll flip to Priester covering. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Quinn Priester. Ballpark. Whenever he is here against the Reds, It's usually a good thing for the Brewers. Took a first pitch strike, and this one rifled foul. Got the head out on a sweeper. It's 0-2. Well, a new bat today for Yelly. See, Yelly on the barrel there, 22 on the other side of the barrel. The handle's got the get up, get out of here gone on it. Ground ball to second base. McClain throws out Yelich. 1 up and 1 down in the second inning. Andrew Vaughn now 2 for 5, and Yelich gets a lot of the credit for what happened offensively last night, but it was Vaughn's 3-run homer that really catapulted the Brewers back into that ball game. Hit in the third after the 7-run second inning from Cincinnati.
Yeah, he blasted that ball too. It was a cutter, middle, and he sent it 406 feet out into left center field.
And Vaughn out to center. Not deep. Friedel. The second out. And tonight could be a good night to hit home runs. Littell leads the league in home runs allowed. 27. So on just 1 as a member of the Reds. It's his 3rd start in Cincinnati. And that hasn't been the Brewers' game. Yeah, they'll pop some homers, and when they do that, they're typically blowing out their opponents. A team that just takes what the defense gives them.
Well, you got to think that's the game plan of Littell. If he can keep this team in the ballpark, good things can happen for the Reds. Because he doesn't walk a lot of guys. That's something the Brewers capitalize on, and he only averages about 1 walk per start. And on the flip side of that, maybe throws too many strikes at times and gives up that home run 1 time per start.
And just 23 walks on the season for Littell. And Durbin takes right down the middle. 2-1. 1 for 5 for Durbin last night. Two and 2.
I wonder if he goes back to that splitter. We've already seen 3 of his 5 outs on the splitter. Must be feeling really good in his hand.
Durbin will see another one. Just 11 pitches in the first from Littell. Durbin in the left. That will fall. A base hit. First base run of the ball game belongs to the Brewers. Shocker, 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Yeah, on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. I thought he might be going to slider. Instead, he throws back-to-back 4-seamers for foul balls and then a sinker in that Caleb Durbin clearly was on top of. Dumps it out into left field. Brewers have a man on.
Well, Bryce Terang hits one in the air to right, and it's over the head of Marte up against the wall. Durbin going to be sent around third. Terang stops at second. No throw. 1-0 Brewers as they take advantage of the misplay in right.
That is the 18th error that opposing teams have committed against the Brewers. I mean, it may go down as a double. I don't know if he got his glove on it, but let's take a look. No, he whiffed. That's going to be a double. off the bat of Turang, who ambushes another extra base hit. We saw him do that earlier on the homestand. 23rd double for Turang.
It's a converted infielder who's playing the outfield as Barola squares to bunt and missed it for strike one. And just like last night, there were a couple of double play balls that the Reds had an opportunity to convert and didn't. It led directly to 7 runs for the Brewers. This won't go down as an error, but certainly a play that should have been made, and the Brewers take advantage of it.
Well, just like the wild pitch in the 9th inning where Lockridge scored, or in the 8th inning, that right there is another example. You have guys on base, they get on base and put some sort of pressure on you, and even if with the pitcher feels like he makes the right pitch, suddenly the fielder's not prepared for it.
Barola on the ground, first base. Steer bobbles, no play. Inning continues. That's the speed of Barola putting the pressure on Steer.
Whatever vibe the Brewers are giving off, I mean, defenses just are crumbling under the pressure of having to play perfect defense against this offense. I mean, this is going to your left, kicks up on you, clankers off the palm of the first baseman slab. Now Brewers first and third. Here's Lockridge.
All with 2 outs. Durbin a single, Turang with the double over Marte. The air by Steer. Lockridge takes down and away. Lockridge had 3 hits out of the number 9 spot last night, getting some extra playing time. And Blake Perkins on the bereavement list. Isaac Collins on the paternity list. That's why Barola is up. Lockridge starting in left. Barola looks like he wants to run. He takes off. No throw, and Barola will take the bag. Nobody covering second base. Trevino just put it in his pocket, so a base hit to the outfield could mean 2 runs for the Brewers. Littell having to work a little harder. Swing and a miss. There's the splitter, and it's 1-2.
I'm going to go back a little bit and talk about Turang hunting a first pitch slider and hitting that ball into right. There's been a lot of first pitch sliders going on in this game right now.
Lockridge on the ground foul.
And when guys start looking for it, you got to go to another pitch. So wonder if Littell's going to start off hitters with a split or maybe sinkers in. We've seen a little bit of everything, but that first pitch has been mainly a slider.
1-2 on Lockridge. Fouls it away to stay alive with fastball up and in.
Littell was 1 pitch away from having a 12-pitch inning. This is what the Brewers do. They're like, we're going to keep him out there on the mound longer for the chance for more mistakes to happen.
Ground ball to second base. McLean takes care of it, and the inning ends. Brewers get a run, strand a pair. They strike first in Cincinnati.
Unfortunately, one of those relievers, DL Hall, landed on the 15-day IL today as he is dealing with a right oblique strain, and he told us that was going back to his last inning. He covered 2 2/3 innings, guys, on 53 pitches, and in that last inning of an at-bat with Cabrian Hayes, just felt it tweak it on him, and he initially thought it was a cramp, but didn't feel good this morning, so he had some imaging done on that, still waiting on the reading of that imaging. So he's on the IL with the right oblique strain. Grant Anderson has been recalled from AAA Nashville. He's been one of the more steady arms in that Brewers bullpen. 53 appearances for him and an earned run average just over 3.
Thanks so much, Sophia. That is a bummer about DL Hall. He has carved out quite the niche in that Brewers bullpen, or even starting on occasion, and do a hard ground ball foul outside of third. Grant Anderson back with the club after being gone for maybe a day. And he's back in there, but you lose a big piece out of that bullpen with DL Hall.
Well, a guy that does really well against lefties and righties, can throw 2 to 3 to 4 innings out of the bullpen. And with all the games the Brewers have coming up with no off days, we're going to see how that plays out.
First base, Vaughn's been busy so far. He's taken care of 3 outs thus far of the 4 recorded. That one goes 3-1, 4 up and 4 down for Priester. Here's Gavin Lux. Chuckling ever so slightly with Andrew Vaughn looking at Matt Erickson inside the dugout and whether or not he should have gone for that ball. Go cover the bag as Lux down to the count 0-1.
Well, as Vaughn feels more comfortable over at first and know that to his right, Bryce Terang, who has so much range. But what I really like about Vaughn is he wants to take everything himself. Like, he wants to. He wants to grab it. He's shaking pitchers off early if he can race them to the bag and get the guy out. When you have a first baseman that's always 50-50, it makes you a little apprehensive. But he's very definitive, very big into communicating over there. That's what I've seen from him since becoming a Brewer.
We've seen a lot of curveballs so far from Quinn Priester in the first inning plus. Lux 2 for 4 last night. 5 out of 8 on this homestand. Saw the Phillies in before the Brewers were in town. The Reds took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia. Having a good year's first season in Cincinnati after being traded from L.A. Ground ball, 1 hop right at Joey Ortiz. Position A right there for Ortiz. 2 gone. For the first 5 outs taken care of on the ground for Quinn Priester. That's a great sign.
Yeah, great sign too when the ball's going at somebody. I mean, you go back the last time out, 10 hits that he gave up, felt like nothing was going at anyone. Call it luck, call it whatever you want, but eventually the ball has to go at somebody, and that's a great sign right now early on for the Brewers.
Allowed a couple of home runs. Did Priester. Brett Beatty got him, and Cedric Mullins. Right now, that slider's on point to Noelvi Marte to even the count. 6-game hitting streak for Marte. Fly ball to right. Sends Freely a couple of steps back, couple steps in. It's a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Quinn Priester in the second. Winning streak. They've scored in double figures in each of the last 3. And they're outscoring their opponents during this 13-game winning streak, 113 to 47.
Unheard of numbers. I know you're waiting for me to say something.
I was kind of holding my breath there for you.
Googling thesaurus to try to figure out. I'm going to be honest. A lot of the foundational stuff that they do, it happens in the first game of a series, and then it builds on itself for game 2 and game 3. So when you look at this 13-game winning streak that they're on, if you look at the starters for the opposing team, only 2 have completed 5 innings, meaning they are getting the starter out before the 5th inning is over, getting into that bullpen and keeping guys out there on the field. They've seen more pitches than anyone, including that one that almost got about 3 Brewers in the dugout. But they've seen more pitches than anyone during these 13 games. And so that's kind of been some of the recipe for success here in the last 2 weeks. That's where the ball hit, right there.
Jacob Mizorowski saying, I got to get down. It's a ground ball to the right side. Takes a funky bounce on McClain. He sticks with it. Throws out Frelick. 0 for 2 for Sal Frelick. And Joey Ortiz is coming up. It's not just seeing pitches too, Tim. It's grinding through at-bats. It's getting starters out of the ballgame like you talked about. And during this stretch of 13 games, Tim, you're facing some pretty notable starters too.
Yeah, it's not just, a bunch of Tim Dillards running out there or something. We're talking Spencer Strider, Paul Skeens, Sean Manaea. A whole bullpen day for the Mets. Bullpen days can be really tough to navigate. They've faced some really good pitchers. 3 lefties starters in that span as well. They've come out victorious.
Dale Cruz able to make the catch. And 2 away. The longest winning streaks in the big leagues this year. The Brewers tied for the longest. Remember, they were the ones that snapped the Twins' 13-game winning streak back in the month of May, and really could go back to May 18th to the start of this really good play for the Brewers. One of the many lines of demarcation for this great stretch for the Crew. They have 3 different winning streaks of 8 games or more this year. Nobody else in the big leagues has that. That is foul.
Yeah, you're definitely, over the last probably 3 months of the season, you heard a lot of words such as franchise, history, record, streak. This team has done some amazing things on the field.
Got the 1-0 lead, trying to add to it in the 3rd. And Contreras, a sky-high fly to right from Marte. The Brewers go in order in the 3rd. Quick inning for Littell, just 10 pitches. did not play last night. Gavin Lux started at second base. Now McLean takes strike one. And Priester filling up the zone. He's only missed with 5 pitches of his first 20. Swing and a miss, went right back to the slider.
Doing a really good job with those breaking balls and keeping them down. If you look at some of the home runs he's given up, several of those have been on the slider, just kind of hanging around the zone too much.
Strikes out McLean. Goes right back to that slider. Second strikeout for Priester.
Feeling good. Like he should. Ball's got good life on it, going right after these hitters. And he's not been a total stranger. He has faced some of these guys going back to June 4th. Again, taking a look at that great slider down and away. That's textbook. But June 4th, he pitched 5 innings in relief. Got the win, only gave up a couple hits, a run. Actually, just 1 extra base hit. That was to this man, Jose Trevino.
Tough out. He has got the 3rd lowest strikeout percentage amongst hitters with 150 at-bats this year. Put it on the ground for you. 2-1 on Trevino. Stevenson started behind the plate last night. Swing and a miss. Super sinker in action right there by Priester.
Wonder if you start to see some of these red hitters go, you know, we can't keep hitting the ball on the ground. Not with this defense. We got to get something in the air. We saw Marte in the second really trying to get the ball in the air. And I mean, if you're trying to lift that sinker and miss, that's what it looks like.
Keep Brian Hayes on deck, number 9 hitter. On the ground, foul. Got away with a slider up at the top of the zone. Hot, muggy night in Cincinnati. Good crowd tonight. And over 25,000 in the ballpark in game 1. There's a ground ball towards the middle. Ortiz ranging. Throwing on the run in time. Been doing it time in and time out. Joey Ortiz.
I mean, it's another day and it's another great play by Joey Ortiz. You go back to that last game at home. He made one similar to this where he had to spin around in the center field, and luckily he had a slower runner in Trevino. Once again, just a great play. I mean, this is the type of guy you want on the mound with this kind of defense. Sinker, let this defense play. Why would the Brewers go and try to spend a whole bunch of money on a guy that tries to strike everybody out? Because why would you need to do that? Go find a guy that has a reputation of getting the ball on the ground like they found with Quinn Priester. Teach him a few things, give him this defense, and watch him work.
He's quickly ahead of Keep Brian Hayes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's letting that defense work. Already 5 ground ball outs. And he strikes out Hayes. Couple of strikeouts in a perfect 3rd inning for Quinn Priester. Yelich against the Reds since 2018. Most hits, most homers, most RBIs. Yeah, he's pretty good against Cincinnati. Triple shy of the cycle last night. And a ground ball sharply hit. McClain with a dive. And takes a hit away from Yelich. Good play by McClain. And back to the old bat did Christian Yelich for that AB. Hit it on the screws, but McClain with a nice defensive effort.
See if he finds another at bat for his third at bat. This one he hits it hard on the ground. That was the slider down, and great play by McClain. You know, yesterday was that botched double play by Gavin Lux that kind of got the Brewers' foot in the door to score a bunch of runs and get back in the ball game and win. And now he's been put out in left field. McClain's been a rock star at second so far.
Shortstop by trade moved over to second to make room for De La Cruz. As Vaughn ahead of the count, 2-0. Check the swing, didn't go.
I really like these two guys hitting back-to-back with Yelich and Vaughn. I mean, two guys that if you make a mistake to them, the ball will never be seen again. And if it is, it'll be in the hands of a fan in the outfield.
And Vaughn draws a 4-pitch walk. So he's aboard for Caleb Durbin, who singled and scored on the double by Terang, the only run of this game. Check the swing, and he went. Mike Estabrook over at first base. Durbin in the shallow center. Friedel. 2 away.
Yeah, got a check swing on a slider away and then went four-seamer kind of up and in on him. Starting to see some changes out of Zach Littell going through this order a second time. Very slider-heavy first pitch. He did throw the first one on Durbin, but that's the first one that he's thrown as a first pitch. This lineup thinks along the same lines as pitchers, and you got to wonder too if Jansen, who has caught Littell 13 games of his career, second most innings by a catcher, had any influence on, hey, this is what you're going to see, this is what it's going to look like, be ready.
Terang hammers one foul. Got the head out on that slider on the inner part of the plate. I mean, how much does a former catcher, I mean, all bets are off when you're in different organizations. You got to believe that Danny Jansen was in that hitter's meeting saying, okay, he likes to do this in this type of situation.
Well, sometimes you get in those meetings and they'll be like, hey, anybody got anything on this guy? I mean, what are you going to do, not say something? But it could be as simple as signs or what guys like to do with people on first or second. Trevino was a catcher of mine in 2019, and I mean, seeing him every time, he knows exactly my signs. He knows how I like to function and go to different spots. And
Terang right at De La Cruz. Hit it on the screws. Terang has squared it up a couple times against Littell. This time finds De La Cruz. A baseball is loose out in left center, so a slight holdup. Stuart Baroa tosses it back into the seats. TJ Friedel bounced to first base his first time up, 3 strikeouts, first 9 batters for Priester. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, and took the ball. Steer and then De La Cruz after Friedel. 2-0. Just 35 pitches for Priester in the first 3 innings of work. He's been economical, per usual.
I just really like how he's keeping the ball down. There's been an emphasis on keeping the ball down coming into the game. Even though the first pitch was called a ball, I mean, that's a tough thing about a sinker baller. Even though if you don't get the pitch, you got to keep throwing it there. If you start to do other things and deviate, that's when it can go wrong.
Liner to center, to base hit for Friedel. First base run of the game for Cincinnati. And the leadoff man is on for the Reds.
Yeah, not a terrible pitch. Sinker, bottom of the zone, but Friedel in a 3-1 count, looking for it, goes to center field.
Now Spencer Steer at the plate. A swing and a miss at that sinker. Snaps a stretch of 32 consecutive Reds retired. Going back to last night, Brewers retired the final 23. And then the first 9 of tonight's game.
Yeah, by 7 different pitchers, too.
Steer down to the count 0-2. The bullpen did such a great job after just an inning and a third for Mizorowski. There, D.L. Hall's efforts out of the bullpen landed himself on the injured list with that oblique issue. Then Mears, Ashby, Uribe, Koenig, and McGill. All an inning apiece.
Yeah, for Mizorowski to come back and off the IL, they had to make a move, and that move was Grant Anderson. I think everybody was a little bit surprised by that just because he's been such a big piece for the Brewers' success out of the bullpen this year. So for him to come right back, I mean, that's a great move.
To short, could be 2. They go to second, 1 to first, double play. 6-4-3. Priester gets the ground ball.
Elevated slider, top of the zone. Steer getting on top of it. And I mean, this is why you have the defense. This is why sinker ballers can go deeper into a game. If they get the ball in the ground and the double plays get made, then we get spoiled by this defense, right? We've seen the defense on the other side to opponents, the double plays that don't get made, and what happens.
De La Cruz extends the inning with a base hit the other way. Now watch for his legs to get into action. And sinker on the outside corner went right with it. And now you've got Miguel Andujar.
Yeah, I don't think De La Cruz wanted to wait around very long. He was going after the first pitch, which is kind of a running theme for Quinn Priester. That's his 19th first pitch hit given up in the season.
There's another one. Andujar goes to right. De La Cruz going to go from first to third. Ambush City, the last 2 batters from the Reds.
Yeah, this one was a cutter away. I mean, not a bad pitch. Andujar had to abandon his back arm there just to make sure he has enough bat to cover the plate and dump it into right. So you got back-to-back opposite field ambush hits. Singles by the Reds.
Gavin Lux now bounced to short, hit it hard. but right into the shift where Ortiz was behind the bag. Runner at third, De La Cruz. First pitch swinging, foul. Sinker down and away. Youngster stunned a little bit. I think he's all right. Okay, we got a baseball. Lux right back to Priester. Run it halfway, and he gets out of it. 3 hits, 2 men left, 4 in the book in Cincy. A week from today, Tyler Black is going to pinch hit for Stuart Baroa, leading off this 5th inning against Zach Littell. Baroa, who had reached out an air, stole a base, and been playing in center field. Tyler Black digs in, and he drives one into right. Marte back, and he reaches up and makes the catch. First pitch, splitter, and Tyler Black hit it hard, but Marte able to hold that line drive in.
This ball's laced. You know he's coached when he goes up to the plate looking for something off speed, maybe a slider, maybe a splitter. And Marte leaping grab at the wall. I mean, Tyler Black's speed and the way he plays baseball, I bet he's standing on third if that ball doesn't end up in the glove of Marte.
Lockridge takes outside. Marte gave the Brewers a gift with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. And just played a ball hit by Bryce Terang that led to the Brewers' run. Ball and a strike on Lockridge. Looked pretty good going back on that fly ball from Tyler Black.
Kind of curious on what the defensive alignment's going to be in the outfield with Tyler Black hitting for Baroa. Maybe he goes to left. You see Lockridge go to center. We saw Tyler Black do some left field drills out in Seattle. You remember that?
I do. That was a while ago.
Yeah. Clearly was on the radar.
Been bouncing around a bit. First base, came up as a third baseman. Some left field. We'll see. Certainly know Lockridge can go out there and play center field. The Brewers already shorthanded with Perkins on the bereavement list and Collins on the paternity list. And Yelich already in the designated hitter role today. Foul back, Lockridge late on the fastball. Towards short, it'll be cut off. Hayes throws out Lockridge. Sal Frelick 0 for 2. Run on a couple of hits for the Brewers thus far. Reds had 3 singles in the 4th, did not score a run. Double play ball helped things out for Quinn Priester. Big cut by Sal.
There hadn't been a lot of four-seam fastballs from Littell. We have seen a plethora of sliders, sweepers, splitters. But he keeps it all around the zone. I mean, usually when you have that kind of stuff, you throw it strike the ball and rely on guys to swing and miss, and suddenly your pitch count's through the roof. But he's under 70 pitches and trying to finish out the 5th.
Frelick to right. Back Marte. He's there. Makes another catch. The Brewers peppering that right field wall. Marte, a busy guy in a scoreless 5th inning. To center, Tyler Black in left. Priester delivers a first pitch strike on Noelvi Marte, who was awfully busy that last half inning in right. Ball and a strike on Marte. Has the only fly ball out of the ball game for Cincinnati. Everything else, ground balls or strikeouts. He's in a 1-2 hole.
Yeah, I almost feel like after he misplayed that Turang double, Brewers are trying to pick on him. They're just hitting laser beams out to right, but he has risen to the challenge.
Not even moving his foothold as Priester's ready to go. And tap foul.
Yeah, good tempo by Priester, too. Get the ball, get the sign, make your pitch, be on the attack.
And he's throwing with 10 seconds on that pitch timer. That is a foul ball. Yanking everything right now. This will be the 8th pitch of the sequence between Priester and Marte. Ground ball to short. Ortiz diving stab. Gets up. Throws to first. Got him. Oh my God. Unbelievable play by Joey Ortiz.
Bryce Turang telling Ortiz, that's nice. That is nice. Are you kidding me? Challenges Marte with a fastball. Ortiz getting it done. Right in the dirt and the grass. Replace your divot. No time. Gets rid of it. Gets Marte. Man, he is really coming to his own.
Time and time again. Swing and a miss by McLean. T-Mobile coverage cam on that great play by Joey Ortiz. They check the swing and McLean went. It's 0-2. Skipped in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes on McLean. McLean struck out. One of the 3 strikeouts for Priester. Stayed with that one. Fouled it away. Cubs already won today. You see the pitches per inning. Cubs with a 3-1 victory over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brewers woke up this morning with a 9-game lead in the division. Remember, they were down 6.5 games a month ago, 6 weeks ago. The Brewers aren't worried about any of that. They're worried about this one tonight. It's been the mantra all season, been the mantra ever since Murph took over. 3-2.
Well, it's one thing to say that, and it's one thing to actually live it out. And I think all season long we have seen Murph go for the win. Whether it's, hey, we got to throw guys back-to-back days out of the bullpen or back-to-back-to-back days, or, hey, we got to pinch hit for this guy. We got a defensive change for this guy. He's doing whatever it takes to put guys in position to win.
He strikes out McLean. Second time he's got McLean. 2 away in the 5th.
Priester's looking good. Slider's got some bite to it. You talk about the mugginess out here. He's got a good grip on it, as well as that sinker. Took 7 pitches to get McLean, but that right there is what you work on in the bullpen every single time you're throwing your pitches.
First pitch strike with a cutter to Trevino. And Priester's had to use 15 pitches to the first 2 hitters that he faced. And barely thrown 15 pitches in any of the innings so far. 1-2 on Trevino. Struck him out. Priester with 2 more strikeouts in a clean 5th inning. Middle of the order coming up for the Brewers.
For his courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
First pitch to Ortiz, who made that was a strike. Sorry, I'm just thrown off by that pitch that was a foot outside being called a strike. 1-1 on Ortiz. That was a better pitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would throw it anywhere close after getting that much off the outer corner. Live out there.
Ortiz pops it up. Ellie De La Cruz handles it, 1 away. William Contreras. Contreras flares one to right. That'll fall for a base hit. First hit for the Brewers since the 2nd inning. He's on ahead of Christian Yelich.
Yeah, gets a rare fastball from Littell. Kind of got jammed a little bit, able to dump it out into right, but that's just because of all the off-speed pitches that the Reds starter has been throwing. I mean, you can kind of see why this guy's been so good in completing 6 innings. He just throws a whole bunch of junk, and then when he needs the fastball, it gets on the hitters. It's a good piece of hitting, able to muscle that into right.
Yelich was flexing his muscles last night. A couple of homers. An RBI double, a 2-run single, drove in 5. Look at his season numbers. The batting average at .271, 25 homers, 86 runs batted in. When it's all said and done, he's got the potential to have a 30-homer, 100 RBI season. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities, not by any stretch.
Yeah, coming into the game, his .272 average is the highest that he's had it all season long.
He topped that Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard with 25 home runs. It feels like as he eclipsed that 20 mark, he's been on a binge since then. Foul back. Good one to hit. 2-2. Three balls, two strikes. There's Vaughn waiting on deck. B for the Brewers order. Littell nearing that 80 pitch mark. Toss over to first. Contreras back. And he struck him out, went to the splitter, down and in. Yelich chased it. Third strikeout for Littell. Go back to last night, Andrew Vaughn, 3-run home run. Part of a huge come-from-behind victory for the Brewers. Our Wisconsin Lottery. Opposite foul.
Yeah, the home run last night was with 2 outs. Got an 0-1 cutter and deposited in the left center field. Yeah, if you look at his 29 games, today being the 30th game with the Brewers, over 340 with average, the 9 homers.
Runner goes, throw to second base. Contreras is going to steal the bag. That's a huge 90 feet. Got a walking lead and took advantage.
Littell just falling asleep, high leg kick, ball off to the side. I mean, you pick a off-speed pitch to run on. I mean, you got a really good chance of doing that with Littell and how much off-speed he's been throwing. That's his 6th stolen base of the season for Contreras.
Vaughn on the ground at third. Hayes, as sure-handed as it gets, takes care of Vaughn. Brewers strand a man in scoring position.
opening day. And I feel like he's just gotten better and better each game he's out there.
9-1-2 coming up for Cincinnati. Priester at 68 pitches through 5+ innings. And that's quick 0-2 on Ke'Bryan Hayes. Brewers setting yet another franchise record. 32 consecutive batters retired. Previous high was 29. Then in 1998. It's down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thanks to our friends at the Elias Sports Bureau and our outstanding media relations man, Andrew Grumman, on that. As Hayes goes down the left field line, this is trouble and gone. Ke'Bryan Hayes got a hanging curveball and he ties the game.
Just Hayes is 4th on the season, 2nd as a Red. You weren't kidding. This was the hanging curveball. This was supposed to be below the zone with 2 strikes. It was not. It was middle in. And Hayes just unloads on it, keeps it fair. Down the left field line, another solo home run given up by Priester. That's his 14th and 16 homers given up.
Friedel, fly ball to right, caught by Lockridge. Hit it hard, but right at Lockridge.
Another first pitch swinging, too.
Brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Steer coming up. First home run hit in the series by the Reds. Quick 0-2 on Steer. That bottom of the strike zone is open for business tonight. Stays alive. That's where the curveball was supposed to be to Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Yeah, and then it's always weird facing a former teammate. These guys were teammates in Pittsburgh, and maybe that plays a factor. I mean, again, Ke'Bryan Hayes is not your typical 9-hole hitter.
Steer to left. Black, back, gone. Wow. Great American Ballpark homer right there for Spencer Steer. 2-1 Reds.
Again with 2 strikes. This one's a sinker in. And it's really more like Great American Small Park. Ball got up and left the yard pretty quick. Didn't think it had the distance. Judging by Tyler Black, he kind of gets turned around, but he still felt like he had a beat on it. Probably not where that pitch needed to be, 0-2. Something reachable for Steer.
Chris Hook on his way out. Got it off the label. Distance at 365 feet. It's 365 feet to that spot in the outfield. So a couple of solo homers allowed by Priester in this bottom of the 6th inning. Hot and muggy night. Wind blowing slightly out. Not a bad pitch.
Probably go out there and say, listen, keep doing what you're doing. Make a couple of mistakes. Hopefully solo home runs are not going to be the defining factor in this game. But you still got a job to do and an out to get.
See Aaron Ashby starting to play catch in the Brewers' pen. That might be for Lux if we get there. De La Cruz, 1 out of 2, single his last time, and did not go after that first pitch. That home run by Spencer Steer, a home run in just 10 ballparks. 2-0 on De La Cruz.
We can kind of see what Priester was trying to do with Steer. He threw 3 pitches down and away from him and then tried to sneak a sinker middle in.
(3-0) on De La Cruz. Not the guy that you would like to see on base without him earning it. And he walked him on 4 straight. First walk of the game for Priester. A man on for Andujar. So a guy can hit a double play for you if you need it. And right now, Priester needs it.
And I think clearly he's letting those 2 home runs affect him. But again, with a guy on first and 1 out, Priester has proven it before. He's just 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
Foul back. Big cut from Andujar. Trying to get through 6. Ball and a strike, and the threat, of course, of De La Cruz running over at first base. He's stolen 31 bags. He's only been caught 6 times. Hey, Marty Brenneman in the house. Hall of Fame voice of the Reds. 1-1. Ground ball to short, out of the reach of Ortiz. First to third goes De La Cruz. Just out of the reach of Joey Ortiz.
Well, we talked about getting ground balls. As long as they go at guys, it's going to play in your favor. This one just a foot away from the glove of Ortiz, and you know if he comes up with that, they got a good shot at turning it. Ball was just hit too well on a sinker, middle. Goes right back up the middle with that one.
And it's going to be the end of the night for Quinn Priester. 2 solo homers and runners around the corners. Aaron Ashby is coming into this ball game. Who started last night in left field and was 2 for 4.
Well, they replaced one ground ball guy for another. Ashby gets a lot of ground balls. Pitched last night against Cincinnati. Worked a scoreless 6th inning. Couple of punch outs, and he's got punch out stuff as well. sinker, curveball, changeup, slider, all plus pitches.
A pair of strikeouts last night in a 1-2-3 inning. Ball and a strike on Hayes. Lands the breaking ball. It's 1-2. Fouled away.
Something that could come into play here is Ashby with his breaking stuff is so sharp and good at the bottom of the zone. If they go for the strikeout here, Contreras has to make sure he can block this ball and get the out.
In the dirt and knocked down by Contreras. One of the things you worry about too with Aaron Ashby. Ball's in the dirt, Contreras on his toes. Saw Graham Ashcraft loosening in the Reds bullpen after 6 innings of one-run ball from Littell. Struck him out, went to the changeup, and Hayes is out number 2.
I mean, why not? If you got 4 nasty pitches, you got a strike on a sinker, a strike on a curveball. Here's a changeup you haven't seen yet. So much depth. Good block by Contreras.
Work not done yet for Ashby. Still have to contend with Noelvi Marte. 0 for 2 today. And a swing and a miss at the curveball. Foul 1-2 on Marte. Saw the splits a moment ago. Hitting just .250 against lefties and just 1 extra base hit. Much better against right-handed pitching. Ashby trying to take advantage of that. He's a strike away from getting out of this. And Marte will use his timeout.
Well, you know that played a factor with Pat Murphy going to Ashby right here. It forces a move on Terry Francona's part to do a pinch hitter.
1-2 coming. Struck him out with a fastball. Ashby comes in, strikes out Hayes, strikes out Marte. The Reds strand a pair. Three hits. Durbin's got one of them. Jake Fraley takes over in left after Hayes pinch hit for Lux. Check the swing. Didn't go. 2-0 on Durbin. Great work out of Aaron Ashby coming out of the bullpen. Talk all the time about the pressure the Brewers put on opposing defenses with De La Cruz standing at third base with only one out. That's a precarious situation. Ashby pitched well to get out of it. 3-1 on Durbin.
I mean, when he's on first base, you almost, if he's going to steal, there's a great chance he's going to make it. And if you're trying to be way too quick, and it can go awry.
Durbin down the left field line. That's a fair ball and into the corner. Leadoff extra base hit for Caleb Durbin. And here come the Brewers. The second hit of the night for Caleb. Jumped on a 3-1 slider and hit it into the corner.
Yeah, very reachable slider at the top of the zone. As long as he gets on top of this, I mean, that could easily be a pop up to the right side. I know we've seen some of that out of Durbin lately, but he stays on top of this one really well. Puts it in the corner.
Reds fans booing right now because the Brewers fans are getting loud. Graham Ashcraft coming in for Cincinnati. Right-hander, now in the bullpen, was a starter for years prior.
Throws hard too, upper 90s, also has a slider. Batter's hitting under 200 on that slider.
Tying run at second base. And a first pitch strike with that slider as the Brewers fans are trying to get loud. They were awfully loud last night.
I was one of them, Jeff. I was helping out in any way I could with voice and clapping.
Turn back towards second base. 19 inherited runners this year for Ashcraft. Only 3 have scored. Wave and a miss. There's that slider. And it's 0-2 on Terang, trying to move the runner over. Tyler Black is on deck. And he threw him another slider and strikes out Turang. And I believe the Brewers are going to say that it was fouled into the dirt. Yes. So it's a foul ball, not a strikeout. Turang got a piece of it and hit the dirt. Eric Backus, the third base umpire, came in and overruled Brian O'Nora behind the plate.
More boos happening.
And there's a swing and a miss. Another slider. 4 straight sliders to Turang. 1 away in the 7th.
It's just such a good pitch and tough pitch for lefties. Tyler Black knows he's going to see some of these, but look how late that is. You have to respect that cutter as well. That's can be up around 100 miles an hour.
And Black got that slider. Tyler Black flied out to the wall in deep right his last time up. Pinch hit for Baroa back in the 5th inning. And he is peppering that inside corner on these left-handed hitters. Tyler Black just up yesterday. Three and one. He's thrown nothing but sliders since coming into this game.
I mean, at this point, you have to almost sit on a slider that's going to be out over the plate. Anything else, you got to let go and hope he misses with a fastball if it comes to it.
Yeah, and that's ball 4. Threw a cutter at 99, so first and second with only 1 away for Lockridge. Trying to cash in with a leadoff double. Brewers have not had many scoring opportunities. Last night they were 7 for 9. Thus far tonight, 0 for 4. Everything on that side of the plate from Graham Ashcraft.
Well, it's just the 10th game for Lockridge as a Brewer, but we've seen him go to the opposite field several times and get knocks from it. If he's going to keep pitching away, we'll see.
Swing and a miss. Good speed on the bases for Lockridge. Fouled it away. Perfect slider down on the outside corner. Struck him out. 2 gone in the 7th inning.
That slider is so good. I mean, not only is it firm, 88 to 90 miles an hour, but it is such late movement on it. He's getting so many swings from it because guys are committing to it. They're seeing it really well, and they're like, how am I missing this? But this is a guy that mastered the cutter for several years.
Ball gets away from Trevino. Durbin will take third, and Black follows suit, taking second. That is a huge turn of events in this inning against Ashcraft. It's a wild pitch, and now a base hit to the outfield could potentially give the Brewers a lead.
He went down and in on all the lefties so far this inning, so Frelick probably looking for it.
Ground ball to second base. McLean. And Ashcraft gets out of the inning. It's time to stretch. Reds have a one-run.
Scan the QR code or visit MLB.com/players weekend sweepstakes for details.
2-1 Reds, bottom of the seventh inning, and Shelby Miller on the mound for the Brewers. He'll face the bottom part of the order. Trying to bounce back after a rough outing his last time against the Pirates.
Yeah, got beat up a little bit. I mean, gave up a home run to Brian Reynolds, but who hasn't? Feel like that guy owns the Brewers. But Shelby Miller's been good this season. Mainly getting it done with the four-seam fastball, the split finger, and the sweeper.
Ball and a strike on Matt McLean. Struck out twice against Quinn Priester. Finished his outing 5 1/3 innings. 2 runs on 6 hits. Struck out 5. Ashby got the last 2 outs in the 6th. A couple of Ks. Brewers had a leadoff double to start the 7th. Couldn't cash him in. A rare missed opportunity. The Brewers offense. Got it by him, 2-2.
Yeah, I know. We almost always expect it, right? After one team scores, immediately the Brewers score back. That's what we've seen over the last couple of weeks.
Fouled away. He's still got 6 more outs to play with. Have the meat of the order scheduled in the 8th. He's got to keep them there. That's what was so great about the bullpen last night. After being down 8-1 after the 2nd inning, the bullpen shut it down. Retired the final 23 batters in order. And Tony Santillan Right-hander for the Reds. Struck him out. High fastball. McLean is gone.
Good pitch by Miller. All around the strike zone, throwing pitches away, down, in. This one above the zone. And McLean swings right underneath it.
Miss with a splitter to Trevino. Just over 39,000 in the ballpark tonight in Cincinnati. The Brewers trying to extend their winning streak to a franchise record 14 in a row. They're going to have to come from behind to do it.
Well, they're no stranger to the comeback. 7 of those 13 wins have been come from behind. And honestly, if you go back to the beginning of the season, if the Brewers were down a couple runs, it was like you didn't see them coming back at all. It's been a completely different story here of late.
Off the side of the mound to Ortiz, behind the bag, and he throws out Trevino. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. 2 runs for the Reds, 2 solo homers. Ke'Bryan Hayes hit the first one on a curveball, 2 strikes. And then Spencer Steer, the solo homer that just did get out of the ballpark, also with 2 strikes. And fills it up for strike 1 on Ke'Bryan Hayes.
And 15 of the 17 home runs Quinn Priester's given up this year have been solo homers. Not always a bad thing. It just comes from throwing a lot of strikes, which you do want young pitchers to do.
Nice pitch. It's 0-2 on Hayes.
We talked about how well Ashby did coming in, getting those 2 big outs in that bottom of the 6th, but I thought Quinn Priester threw the ball well. I think Pat Murphy's going to say the same thing and kind of let the home run maybe bother him. Probably going to hear those kind of words in the post-game presser. But 5 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, just 2 runs.
Two and 2 now. Last couple pitches from Miller to Hayes, not super competitive. Got him. High fastball. Ke'Bryan Hayes is out. It's a clean inning from Shelby Miller in the 7th. First appearance for him, and ERA under 3.
Yeah, this is his inning. 25 holds, ERA under 3's really good. You see the strikeouts, doesn't walk a lot of batters, doesn't give up a lot of ground balls. He's going for weak contact, usually up in the air. Features a fastball and usually just a slurve slider. It's about 50-50.
Anthony Siegler going to pinch hit for Joey Ortiz to lead off the inning, and that one very high for ball 1. Tuno trying to get on ahead of Contreras and Yelich. Vaughn, if anybody reaches. Three and 0. The Brewers take base runner any way they can get him.
Especially somebody like Contreras looming on deck. I mean, look at the heart of their order up. I think that's why they went to Siegler. Lefty-righty matchup. A guy that can see a lot of pitches.
Oh, 3 and 1. Didn't have to be at all.
Yeah, the circle and the 96 were both out of the little square box.
That's ball 4. Took an extra pitch, but Siegler is aboard. That's the tying run. And here comes William Contreras, a base hit his last time up. Just the second time in the game the leadoff man has reached base for Milwaukee. The last time was Durbin in the 7th. Big hole in the right side of the infield. McLean playing towards the middle with Steer holding the runner at first. You know how much Contreras loves punching a ball that way. Tried to do it. 1-1.
Yeah, it just says, for me, if I'm the hitter and I see everybody kind of leaning that direction, it's like, well, I'm probably going to see a lot of off-speed stuff. Try to get him to roll over.
Two and 1.
One thing that the Brewers have been really good about is letting a pitcher sit in his situation. Sit in a bad situation. Guys on base, late innings. Keep the pitcher in those pressure moments as long as possible.
The Brewers have 5 wins when trailing after 7 innings. The last coming on Sunday against the Mets. Tied it in the 8th, won it in the 9th. Right now 3 and 1 on Contreras. That's ball 4. First and second without the benefit of a hit, and one of the hottest hitters in the league, and Christian Yelich coming up, and Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, is coming out.
As he should. 10 pitches in. You got guys on base. Just one swing. Talk a little strategy about what they're going to do with Yelich, and if any indicator from yesterday's ball game and what they were trying to do at some point, and then definitely today, is throw off-speed pitches down and in on Yelich. We've seen it pretty much all year. If he's going after it, it doesn't always go his way. But if you make a mistake over the plate, he hammers the baseball.
So last night, Christian Yelich, a couple of home runs, one that leaked over the middle of the plate. Position. Go ahead, run over at first against Santillan. Swing and a miss, and they went down and in. Breaking ball. 1 out of 2 lifetime against Santillan is Yelich. Very high. He has not thrown that fastball for a strike at all in this inning.
And this fastball is good, too. Batter's hitting under 200 against it. But I think in these kind of moments, he's just going to go with what he has the best feel for, which has been that slurve ball.
And he throws a strike. It's 1-2. And he chased it. Yelich gone on strikes. Couldn't pick up that breaking ball out of the hand of Santillan.
And the reason this right here worked is because he located that fastball down and in. But we've seen pitchers throw Yelich this kind of stuff down and in. If there's one weakness he has, it's usually down and in with some sort of breaking ball.
1 out, 2 men on for Vaughn. Strike 1. 98 on the corner. And Vaughn hitting a cool 400 with runners in scoring position as a member of the Brewers. Fly ball to shallow center for Friedel. Siegler's going to tag. End up at third base. And they're going to throw to second base. And safe is the call at second. And I think Terry Francona may appeal this play at second base to see if Siegler left too early. You're going to have to put the ball in play and then step off in order to appeal it. Unless Laz Diaz has already taken control of it. You got to put the ball in play, though.
Cincinnati is challenging that the runner left early.
It's in the hands of the folks in New York now.
Can't tell if Francona is happy about the decision or not. But right away, Trevino was all over it, pointing.
The whole dugout was. It's the timing play, going to have to sync it up where the catch is made, plus seeing the runner leaving early in order to confirm it. It's a big play.
It is, and you don't want to. If we take a little look here,
it's about as close as we're going to get, and it would seem from that view that he's going to be okay.
Yeah, if that's synced up perfectly, then absolutely he is on the base. And that's a great thing, too. I mean, Siegler, a young player getting his chance in the big leagues, the last thing you want to do is leave early on the big situation.
After view, the call is confirmed. The runner is safe. Cincinnati loses the challenge.
Doesn't burn yet with the challenge in the 8th inning. Siegler says, I didn't leave early. He was close, but he didn't leave early. So Vaughn with the fly ball to center. It's up to Durbin, who's got 2 hits tonight of the 4 for the Brewers. A single in the 2nd, a double in the 7th. Tying run standing at third base in Siegler. And be on the lookout for a ball in the dirt here, too. Durbin bunts. Hayes, bare hand pickup, throw in time. The wrong guy to pick on with a bunt attempt. Key Brian Hayes, one of the best in the league at third.
Seven here before the night's over. Let's see if they can get it done.
All right, thanks so much, Craig. As Jared Koenig takes over on the mound, pitched in last night's ball game, had a clean inning. And his job right now, keep the Reds right where they are. Numbers so far for Koenig.
Yeah, it took 16 pitches last night, threw 12 strikes. Struck out 2 in that scoreless 8th. He has been the go-to man for Pat Murphy.
Friedel pops it up. Contreras, Siegler. It'll be Siegler making the catch. Stayed in the game to play third base. Bryce Terang is now at short. And Caleb Durbin sliding over to second base. Here's Spencer Steer. Go ahead. Solo homer in the 6th inning. Just did creep out of the ballpark. A lot of people may question the decision for Caleb Durbin to lay down that bunt with runners on the corners of 2 outs. Not a bad idea, just not executed perfectly.
I mean, in that situation, I'd almost bunt it more towards Santillan, make him pick it up and throw it down the right field line into that tarp. Brian Hayes, he is one of the most sure-handed infielders in the game. So maybe just a little too hard coming off the bunt from Durbin. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe some of the instruction. Hey, if it's open to you, go for it. And where Brian Hayes was playing, I mean, if I'm a hitter in the box, I'm thinking, yeah, I could probably bunt it his direction and beat it out.
And everything had to go right, and it did. Gold glove of Brian Hayes. It's 3-0 on Spencer Steer. De La Cruz on deck, and part of the calculus of having Koenig come in to have De La Cruz hit from the right side of the plate. And that's ball 4 on Steer. Let's go back to that bunt from Caleb Durbin. Playing back at third base, see him square and a little too firm on the bunt.
But look at the jump that Hayes had. I mean, as soon as there's movement from Durbin with the bat squaring around, I mean, he just takes off sprinting for home. And we saw him doing infield practice on that exact play for about 10 minutes earlier today, which is something you have to be aware of when you're playing the Milwaukee Brewers, a team known for the speed, obviously, and then obviously the bunt infield hit.
And 5 straight out of the zone from Koenig. Ground ball to short, double play ball. Terang to Durbin. That's 1 to first, double play. 6-4-3, and the 8th inning is over. Can the comeback kids strike again? Terang will lead it off in the ninth.
Saves, tasked with getting number 26 on the season here. Used a four-seam fastball, cutter, and split finger. Split finger, again, was what made Zach Littell so effective in the first 6 innings of this ballgame.
7, 8, and 9 due up, starting with Bryce Terang. And that's a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Last blown save for Pagan was June 21st. It's 2-0. Brewers had the first 2 runners on base in the 8th inning with walks from Santillan. And stranded runners on the corners. Swing and a miss. He was trying to tie it. Good pitch to do it with. 2-0 fastball right down the middle.
And a good guy to do it as well. Bryce Terang's power has been on display in the last month.
Three and 1. There's Tyler Black on deck. Try and get on any way he can if you're Terang, get those legs on base. And he popped it up. Foul territory and in the seats. Another fastball, middle, Terang under it. Fouled it away. Too close to take with 2 strikes. That's ball 4. Leadoff man is on in the 9th. The Brewers have found ways to come from behind time and time again since the middle of May, really. Can they do it again in Cincinnati? Tyler Black at the plate. He has walked in line to the wall and right. And it takes strike 1. Nothing but fastballs so far from Pagan in the inning.
Yeah, I think you got to take the first pitch after seeing a walk to Turang. Maybe giving an opportunity to see what Turang decides to do on the base pass.
It's up and in. 1-1 strike. Pagan wins slide step. Opponents 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts against Pagan. A little breeze picking up, blowing out towards right. And a strike. Some of the best plate discipline in the Brewers organization, Tyler Black. And still yet to throw anything off speed.
And you hope that scouting report holds true. You can see how much he chokes up on the bat, ready to keep this at bat live as long as possible. After 7 pitches to Turang, I mean, if Tyler Black can make Pagan work here, wear him down, more likely to have mistakes for the batters coming after him.
See if Turang runs on 3-2. And Pagan thinking the same thing. He goes. Fly ball foul. And that was ball 4.
I don't think Tyler Black wanted to leave that into the hands of anybody but himself. Ball's a foot inside, able to still hit it foul.
Fans on their feet. He's thrown 6 straight fastballs. That's ball 4. Another walk sets the stage for Brandon Lockridge. Back-to-back walks and back-to-back innings to open up the frame. And here comes Derek Johnson. Maybe set up a bunt play. Maybe just talk to Pagan.
Well, I think last time he had a pitcher do this exact same thing in the top of the 8th with Santillan. He mound visit after 2 walks. And Santillan able to get out of it. So he's hoping the magic of the mound visit will happen once again.
Brandon Lockridge and Pat Murphy having a conversation about the plan. Lockridge is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out. You got to assume the corners are going to be playing way in against a possible bunt.
That's why I love this interaction so much. Anytime a coach, especially a manager, if he can come in and take something off your plate, just say, hey, I'd like you to do this, or you need to be doing this. Then all you do is follow his instruction.
Lockridge had 2 sacrifices as a member of the Padres. Corners are playing in. Great speed on the bases with Turang and Black tying run at second base. Squaring, bunting, foul. And it's 0-1. If you're bunting this ball, it's got to go towards third.
It has to. And the reason is because if that third baseman can stay at third, then whoever fields it, usually first baseman crashing, can throw across and get the lead runner.
Bunting, popping it up behind the plate. Foul. Heck of an effort by Trevino behind the dish, but it's 0-2.
He probably hasn't moved that fast in a long time. The way he bolted out from the crouching position, runs straight back. Tried the Jim Edmonds catch in reverse on the warning track behind home plate. Wow.
It was the first off-speed pitch that Pagan has thrown in the inning. It was a cutter. 0-2 on Lockridge. Pops it up. Infield fly. One away as Lockridge fails to advance the runners. Big out for Pagan. Sal Frelick 0 for 4. He's 1 for 1 lifetime against Pagan. Ball 1. Through a splitter. First splitter that he's thrown.
Kind of surprised by that, too. Just the success that Zach Littell had with his splitter for 6 innings of this game. If I had one in the arsenal, I wouldn't hesitate to use it.
He used it right there at the cutter, and it's 1-1 on Sal Frelick. Went off speed, back-to-back pitches. Tying run at second base. A 13-game winning streak. Trying to get it to 14. On the ground. To second, 1. First, no. Gets by Steer. Here comes Terang. And this game is tied. Ellie De La Cruz wound up and fired a dart that got by Steer, and the Brewers tied the game. And now Pat Murphy is going out to check on Sal Frelick. Just a little bit of indecision there. See De La Cruz fire. Steer couldn't pick it. And the Brewers have tied this game. An ill-advised throw from De La Cruz.
Wow. I mean, the guy can throw the ball almost as hard as anyone in baseball. So I think he thought maybe there is a shot with my arm. Only problem, it was a bad throw. And then you're curious with Frelick tried to almost bolt for second if something happened. But you're looking at how is the defense going to come into play if Frelick can't stay in the game. But they're going to need that speed.
Laughing at each other. Again, it's Murph coming out and saying, hey, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, he wants to stop the game for you. Here we are.
De La Cruz threw that ball 91 miles an hour from second base, but threw it away. A huge error ties the game. A blown save for Pagan. And now it's Siegler.
And again, it's the Brewers capitalizing on errors, other teams forcing him into making decisions they probably shouldn't do. That's 19 errors in the last 14 games that Brewers offense has forced.
Well, the door is open. Siegler at the plate. He drew a walk in the 8th. And he takes outside for ball 1. The Brewers had Abner Uribe loosening. He is still loosening. Trevor McGill is also fresh. Siegler fouls right off of Trevino. Last night there were 2 potential inning-ending double plays that the Reds could not convert. It turned into 7 runs for the Brewers. That's what tied it 8-8. Misplaying right by Marte earlier in the game to allow another run to score. And for a double for Turang. 1-1 to Siegler. Right down the middle. Well, Sal has not looked as if he wants to try and run over there at first base. A short lead.
Well, recently coming off the IL with that knee, the last thing you want to do is just get thrown out and not give your guy a chance. But who knows, if Siegler puts one in the gap, is Sal going to be able to score on that one?
Siegler fought it off. There was the splitter. Two walks to open up the inning. Pitch number 25 in the inning for Pagan. 1-2 on Siegler. Fouled it away. We'll do it again. These pesky Brewers.
Man, tonight they've drawn 6 walks, only struck out 6 times. Brewers are really good when they keep their strikeouts down.
Struck him out, went to another splitter, and Pagan gets out of the 9th inning, but the Brewers will see a bottom half. The Brewers capitalizing on a throwing error from Ellie De La Cruz. Bryce Turang able to scamper home on the throwing error from Ellie De La Cruz and Abner Uribe, who threw a flawless 7th inning last night, coming in to try and do the same thing in the 9th tonight.
Flame-throwing sinker, high 90s into the 100s with the fastball, accompanied with a hard 90-mile-an-hour slider. Likes to locate the slider early. I wonder if that's what he goes with, facing number 4 hitter Andujar.
2 for 3 for Andujar. And he takes the first pitch strike with that slider. Jake Fraley to follow, and then Noelvi Marte. 4, 5, and 6 for the Reds. Andujar fouls it away, and it's 1-2. 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Off the end of the bat, it's a fair ball. Vaughn fields, flips to Uribe, covering one away. Nice play by Vaughn on the squibber by Andujar.
That is a tough play when a guy's out in front and hits off the end of the bat like that, and you can't just assume it's going to go foul, and even Uribe can't assume it's going to go foul or that Vaughn can take it himself. So this is two good things. Vaughn getting around it and Uribe being right there ready to field it. But man, those are always tough. When those come off the bat, the way that spin comes off, you rarely see that off the fungo of a coach.
Here's Fraley. First at bat of the night, first at bat of the series. And ball one barely. There's a strike. Perfect slider on the outside corner. Just missed 2-1.
Well, we saw Scott Barlow warming up for the Reds if this were to go to the 10th, and he's the guy that threw an inning and a third last night, got the loss.
Fraley pops it up. That will be in the seats. And the Brewers will have the middle of the order scheduled. If we get to the 10th, Contreras, Yelich, and Vaughn. Got to get there. Two coming. Somehow got a piece of the bat on it. Not many of the 39,000 plus have left the ballpark and treated to a good ball game tonight. Foul back. Battling against Abner Uribe.
Well, you could tell Fraley was probably sitting fastball the way his hips were already gone. Then he had to drag the bat through the zone, able to get to that slider.
Brian O'Nora with an umpire's block back there. Looked like he was about ready to dance. Instead, ball three.
Digs deep for a 2-2 slider, puts it on the outside corner, doesn't get the call.
3-2 to Fraley. And that's fouled off of his front foot.
Usually they say if a pitcher will throw it 2-2, he'll throw it 3-2. That was true here, but Fraley clearly sitting fastball. It was way out in front on that slider. Nips it off the toe. So with a throbbing toe, he's going to see pitch number 9 from Abner Uribe.
Check the swing. He went. Contreras tags him out for out number 2. Fraley didn't realize they had appealed and said he was done.
I think he was trying to sell it big time.
Close, really close. Just enough. 2 away. Now it's Marte. Marte 0 for 3, riding a 6-game hitting streak. Hits righties better than lefties. Pitch timer never turned on. It just went dead. And the umpires are going to get together. He's looking out for the pitch timer out in center field, and the clocks were off. It should just be a nothing here, right?
Yeah.
Just reset them, turn the clocks back on.
Yeah, you can't blame Uribe for having the internal clock. That's why they put him on the wall so you can see.
This is where the umpires should get on the horn and explain what's going on, right?
Would be nice.
Pitch.
They're going to get an explanation in the Reds dugout.
Pat Murphy will wait for his. Looked like Terry Francona was saying that's of your discretion.
Yeah. He's saying it's not my job. It's not my job. You know, they regulate this stuff. The people that are...
See the clock in the background, it's at 8, 7, 6, and then it just shuts off. So Uribe just stood there.
Yeah.
Why not? He did not assess a ball, so it's just 1-0.
Well, we got the clock back. It just started ticking from 14, and it's at 8 right now.
Ground ball towards the middle, through base hit. So Marte extends the inning with a single and extends his hitting streak to 7 games in the process. So after all of that, Marte gets the base hit on a 100-mile-an-hour sinker. Winning run standing at first.
Yeah, down and away, and he just kind of hunches over and shoots it into the ground. I mean, we've seen this surface here at Great American Ballpark play really fast. We saw some really high choppers in the first game, some plays that were tough to make. We've already seen an error at first in this one. So that ball easily getting to the outfield.
McLean will face Abner Uribe. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit lifetime against Abner. Winning run at first base. McLean 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Trying to get this game into the 10th inning. Abner Uribe in the 9th. And out away from doing it. And a first pitch, slider for a strike.
They're going to tell him to get the rosin bag off the back of the rubber. That's what that was. They used to be a ploy back in the day. Pitchers take the rosin bag, put it on top of the mound. Maybe it'll distract the hitter. Umpires got wise, said to stop doing that.
Back to the backstop. There's the winning run in scoring position now as Abner Uribe throws a wild pitch.
Well, he has located this slider so many times, but this one doesn't quite make it to the front of the plate. Contreras tries to go with the glove, no shot.
1-2 on McLean. He got another slider, fouled it away. Got him! Abner Uribe strikes out McLean, puts it in the holster, and we will go to extra innings. 4 and 3 in extra innings. The Reds 2 and 7. The automatic runner will be Anthony Siegler. Scott Barlow in for his 60th appearance on the season. And he'll get the middle of the order, Tim.
Yeah, potent. Contreras, Yelich, Vaughn, and Barlow. Remember, he got the loss in last night's ball game through an inning and a third, gave up a couple of hits, a run. But that home run was the difference maker. That was to Yelich.
And Contreras flied to left against Barlow. And a base hit through the left side. They'll hold Siegler as the ball gets away from Fraley. Here comes Siegler to score. Contreras is into second base. Fraley blew out a tire out there in left field, and the Brewers take the lead 3-2. It's a base hit for Contreras. Siegler will score on what will be an E7. And now the trainer's out to check on Fraley. Let's see what happened here. Just a bobble, and then he was stopping. Oh, look at his ankle roll over.
Right ankle. And then rolls over on the ball. First it's the palm, and then it's the armpit. And through all that, Contreras able to get to second base. Remember, he entered the ball game when Gavin Lux left, and Hayes has already been burned as well, one of their outfielders. So if he has to come out of this ball game, Terry Francona is going to have to do a little bit of juggling.
That's another error by the Cincinnati team to allow a run to score. Jake Fraley trying to walk it off. Remember, he fouled the ball off of his foot in that at-bat against Abner Uribe.
Yeah.
And Fraley's going to have to lead this game.
Already running on a tender toe. First pitch, Contreras, bullet into left. They were going to hold Siegler, but Fraley was playing like Siegler was going to go all the way. He was trying to cut down the distance because Brewers baseball is, who knows if he's going to run. You have to play it like he is going home, and it's a do-or-die play.
Santiago Espinal, one of just two bench players left for Terry Francona, is going to come in. Tyler Stevenson, the backup catcher for tonight, is the only player left. So Espinal is going to go out there. Infielder by trade. And he's going to play left field. And now you can go for a knockout punch if you're the Brewers. You got that runner at second base, nobody out, and Yelich at the plate against Barlow. He homered against him last night. And they might walk him intentionally, and they will. They don't want Yelich to do any more damage against him.
I mean, that's a career's worth. That's a career's worth. We don't want this guy to make any more magic against us. They're going to change their defense and hope Vaughn buries one into the ground and they try to turn two.
Well, Vaughn 0 for 3 tonight. He's got 35 runs batted in as a member of the Brewers in just over a month. Barlow against Vaughn. And he took a hanger for strike one. Vaughn, 4 for 15 lifetime against Barlow with a couple of homers. Vaughn on the ground. There's one. There's two. Huge double play turned by the Cincinnati Reds.
I think that was more of the reason why they were making sure Yelich was going to be at first, is because Barlow, a guy that throws really good sweepers, really good sliders, if he's able to locate anything, that one being a sinker. Vaughn, not the fastest runner on the Brewers team, swings a big bat, but right here it's grounded into double play.
Now it's up to Durbin. 2 hits for Durbin. And he takes strike 1 from Barlow. 0 for 2 against Barlow lifetime, including a double play last night. Durbin on the ground left side. Hayes has it side saddle and throws him out. Well, the Brewers get one. They lead at 3-2 going into the bottom of the 10th inning. And what's on the line as the Brewers have won 13 consecutive ball games. They're trying to make it 14 in a row. That would be a new franchise high. Strikeouts. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. Trevino, Hayes, and Friedel. The automatic runner will be Matt McLean. He's got good speed at second. The Brewers 3 outs away from 14 straight wins. It would be the longest winning streak in the big leagues this year, and the longest since 2022.
Well, this is always a tough situation for a reliever, but even more so for McGill, because usually when you're the closer, you're not typically good at holding runners where they need to stay. But either way, he has a man on second. He can keep a better eye on him than he can if the man's on first. Look for McGill to get that knuckle curve going, try to get some strikeouts.
Trevino squaring and takes outside, ball 1. Trevino 2 for 4 in his career against Trevor McGill. Vaughn and Siegler playing in on the grass with the tying run standing at second base. A little different for your offensive team, knowing you need to get one to tie. And it's bunted foul. Asking a guy to sacrifice who has 1 on the season. The Reds as a team have 8. They don't do it very often. One from McGill. Is a strike. 1-2.
Yeah, no offer at the bunt there by Trevino, and then takes 100 at the bottom of the zone.
him. One away. Trevor McGill blows Trevino away, and now he deals with Brian Hayes. This is right down the middle.
This is here. See if you can hit it. And after 100 towards the bottom of the zone and then 101, a little upper third, hard to catch up to it. Swung right underneath.
Tying run at second base in the 10th. Strike one on Hayes. The last time Trevor McGill entered for a save in the 10th inning was the 2022 season with the Twins. Strike two. I mean, he is peppering the strike zone right now.
So calm under pressure. His mechanics are there. His spot on with that fastball.
0-2 to Hayes. Fly ball right field. Frelick back. He is not going to make the play. It bounces off of him and over the wall for an automatic double to tie the game. Brian Hayes ties the game against Trevor McGill. Fastball at the top of the zone. Frelick couldn't get back there.
I mean, this is good hitting by Brian Hayes. Figuring he'd get another fastball. This is 3 in a row, 0-2, top of the zone, and then he just got the barrel in front of it. You could just see the trajectory of the baseball. You knew it was going to stay in the yard. You knew the guy was going to score, but Frelick doing everything he can to try to get to that ball because, honestly, it doesn't really matter if it's a double or not. It's going to be a double anyway, but you go for it and you try to make that catch.
So the umpires are getting together right now because the ball hit off the wall and then off of Frelick and then went out of play. It's not a thrown ball that goes out of play, which would be an extra base. It's not like there was anything on purpose that he was intentionally trying to do. It should just be an automatic double for Brian Hayes and no extra bases assessed.
Yeah, just 2 bases on that one. First and second.
So Laz Diaz, Brian O'Nora explaining to Terry Francona the ruling. Again, it's not a thrown ball, which would mean an extra base. See how it hits off the wall and then hits Sal Frelick in the knee.
Ouch.
And then goes into the bullpen. The Brewers may have even caught a break with it going out of the bullpen. Otherwise, Hayes might end up at third. So now the winning run standing at second base for TJ Friedl. A 3-3 game in the bottom of the 10th. Friedl takes ball one. Trying to keep the Reds right where they are. Friedl pops it up. Third base side. Foul territory. Siegler by the dugout. 2 away. Huge out. Now it's Spencer Steer.
Yeah, a lot of foul territory. We saw the ball that was fouled off over by the dugout where Durbin and Contreras weren't able to get there. Just so much ground to cover. Great job by Siegler getting over there and getting under it.
Steer a home run back in the 6th inning. Winning run at second. Ball one. Haven't seen a lot of curveballs in the inning from Trevor McGill. Been mostly fastballs. And there was a hook. 2-0 on Steer with De La Cruz on deck. Steer lifetime 0 for 2 against McGill with a strikeout. 3-0. Miguel almost fell over.
Well, we saw Mizrowski, who's similar stature with McGill, having issues with the mound early on in last night's ball game. Now imagine your closer out on the mound after so many pitchers have already thrown. It's probably been torn up a little bit.
3-0 on Steer. See if he has a green light. Did not, and took a ball. Here's De La Cruz. He's faced McGill 3 times. 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. And now Chris Hook is out to chat with Trevor McGill and a date with De La Cruz.
Chris Hook just trying to stop the situation, bring it to a stop for just a moment. Talk about what they're going to do with De La Cruz. Just need one good pitch, you get one good out, get your team back in the dugout.
To tie it, he stands at second base. And De La Cruz against Trevor McGill.
Last time up, De La Cruz grounded into a 6-4-3 double play into the inning in the bottom of the 8th on a changeup down. Wonder if they go knuckle curve.
They did, and Contreras blocked it. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike, went right back to the curveball. De La Cruz has never had a walk-off hit. Let's hope that continues. Get this thing to the 11th.
Well, there's a lot telling right there just with the curveball up in the zone. Ellie De La Cruz very, very heavy on that front foot. He was leaning out. He got fooled on it. He was out in front on the curveball.
Strike 2. Went fastball, and that got a lot of plate. It's 1-2 on Ellie De La Cruz.
So now you saw where he was out in front on the curveball. He was late getting his foot down on that fastball, and it's tough on where to go at this point.
Pop up, left side, Siegler out of play. Tyler Black, who's playing his first big league game in left field too. He was down that line trying to make an effort. In terms of throwing arms, you know the best out in right, Sal Frelick. McGill ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ellie De La Cruz. 1-2 coming. Yes, he did. Strike 3. We go to the 11th inning in Cincinnati, and the Brewers are still alive. Left-hander pitched in last night's game. Had a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Faces the bottom third of the order. Durbin the runner. And Terang squared the bunt. Pulls it back for ball one. So Durbin, the automatic runner at second base in the 11th. Corners are playing in for the Reds. Terang missed the bunt. 1-1. It's like Andrew Monasterio has a bat in his hand. He would hit next for Tyler Black. Terang lays it down. That's a good bunt. La Sorsa gives to Hayes. The throw is going to be late. Terang beat it out. Just a little indecision with Hayes and La Sorsa almost colliding. It's a base hit bunt for Terang.
Brian Hayes may even have stepped on La Sorsa. But you're taught to go after it until you're called off. Hayes calls him off, catches the ball, and then has to step right into La Sorsa, who abandoned ship. Lays down, plays dead. That's what you're taught to do. Get out of the way. Terang just too fast. Great bunt.
Monasterio hits for Tyler Black. The Brewers doing the little things tonight. And Brian O'Nora making the adjustment on his lineup card. Corners are in. Double play depth up the middle. They can turn one up the middle. They could also come home. Fly ball. Deep left. Monasterio out of here. What else is new for the Milwaukee Brewers? Someone new stepping up night in and night out.
You've got to be kidding me. Ambush first pitch. Vaya con Dios. 3-run shot for Monasterio.
Unbelievable. What else is new? First pitch to Lockridge, down and away for Monasterio. That is so fitting for him. Shows up every day ready to work, smile on his face, never takes anything for granted. Lockridge, a ground ball to short. De La Cruz throws him out. Murph talks about putting guys in the cooler. Monasterio, he came out hot.
Wow. Murph had a hunch. Let's go with this guy.
Pinch hit for Tyler Black. Monasterio hits it out. Now Frelick pops it up. Ellie De La Cruz makes the catch. 2 away. He's still got to get 3 more outs in the bottom of the 11th inning with a placed runner.
When you're talking about Monasterio, and hadn't got a lot of playing time, but one thing you can say about this man is he comes to the field and he is ready to play. He is ready to play. He's got all the gloves because he plays everywhere, and he's ready for any situation. And we all got to witness it pay off here tonight.
And time was called by Siegler. How about Monasterio's? Nick Mears is getting ready in the Brewers bullpen. He's started just a couple of ball games, but he is 7 for 14 with 3 doubles, a homer, and 6 RBIs now during this winning streak. Siegler swings and misses, and it's 0-2. And now we're going to see how he does in left field. Again, pitch to Siegler. Pokes it to right, a base hit. Inning continues. What a moment. Down to your final out of the ninth inning. You tie it on an error, a throwing error by Ellie De La Cruz. Score a run in the top of the 10th. Only to give up a run in the bottom half. And now Andrew Monasterio taking center stage as Contreras is at the plate looking to add. He hits it. Foul. Brewers fans have not left. As soon as that ball left the bat of Andrew Monasterio, I would say most Reds fans got out of their seats and headed for the exits.
Yeah, a lot of people wearing red are leaving.
Contreras takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Contreras wants him stickum. Tell Christian Yelich, nope, I don't want that. I want something else. How about Andrew Monasterio? Incredible. Always ready. Abner Uribe, Freddie Peralta giving him a bad time. Man, just so good. That's what this thing is about. All 26 guys on that roster.
And they love Monasterio. Man, every single day they love to see him. They're as happy, probably happier for him than Monasterio is happy for himself.
Contreras fouls it away.
The kind of teammate he is, and like you said, shows up every day with a smile on his face, willing to work. We've seen him do infield practice at multiple positions.
Runner goes 1-2, foul back. We'll do it again. Started with the infield single by Bryce Terang on a bunt. Bad communication, almost a collision with Hayes and La Sorsa. And then Monasterio on the first pitch, Yahtzee. Battle continues with Contreras.
You know, they say each level you go up in the minor leagues, the game gets a little bit faster. Then you get to the big leagues, and you already know the game is fast. But what the Brewers do really well is they make the game speed up, especially for the pitcher. With the pressure they put on the defense, I mean, you saw the bunt play. He's going after it. He has to duck out of the way for Hayes, and the next pitch, 3-run blast. That's not coincidence all the time. That's because of pressure and kind of being out of your element and the game speeding up on you, and you're not able to stop it, especially with the pitch clock nowadays. I mean, it just keeps going.
A lot of Reds fans in disbelief, but this is what the Brewers have done all month long. Runner goes. Contreras fouls it away again.
Yeah, you give the Brewers an inch, they're going to take 90 feet.
Told you he's got a lot of gloves in that bag. He's going to break out that outfield glove. And that's high and away. Good at bat here with Contreras. Had fouled away 4 straight.
Get some good love for the utility men of the world. Monasterio being a hero tonight. Here in the 10th. 11th.
Not yet. Still got to get 3 more outs. Got the big hit.
Yeah, it's a big hit. Brewers been looking for that big hit all night.
Three and 2 on Contreras and 2 outs. Siegler will run. And a pop-up. Shallow center for Friedel. That will end the top of the 11th inning. Andrew Monasterio, the man of the hour, his 2nd home run of the season. professional saves, all in the minor leagues, is coming on to try and pick up his first career big league save.
Came in early of yesterday's ball game, the 5th inning, threw a scoreless one, struck out a batter. You're going to see that curveball slider at the bottom of the zone, and usually a fastball either top or bottom of the zone. Very deceptive in his delivery, hides the ball really well.
He's got a 3-run cushion. Ellie De La Cruz is the place runner at second base. Miguel Andujar, the hitter, and takes down and away, ball 1. Mears worked last night, as you mentioned, 1 strikeout. Worked an inning and a third the day before that. 2 out of 4 for Andujar, and it seems as if we're having a communication issue with Mears.
Brewers used 6 bullpen guys in last night's ball game, using 6 here tonight. Probably running out of those PitchCom devices.
6 guys last night to cover 7 2/3 innings. Tonight trying to cover 5 2/3. One 1-0 on Andujar, who's facing Mears for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2. And a pop-up foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, watching Andujar these last 2 games, this guy's a threat, man. This guy knows how to hit. He's a righty that has pop to the right side. You can tell he's very smart at the plate, trying to figure out what pitch he can select to try to do something with it.
Andujar fouls it away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That slider is such a good pitch for Mears. Andujar into the gap in left center for Lockridge. He is there, makes the catch. De La Cruz tags. He's headed for 3rd. The throw there late. He can take 3rd, no big deal. Still got a 3-run lead as Espinal hits for the first time. At this point, it's a countdown to that final out. Espinal, who came into play in left field after Fraley got hurt. Both teams have used 3 different left fielders tonight. Swing and a miss. 97 from Mears. It's 3 straight games for Mears. Yes, there was the off day on Thursday. Needs 2 more outs. There's a strike. 1 and 2.
I think you'd gladly exchange a run for an out if that's what it comes to, but if not, strike this guy out.
1-2. Fly ball. Center field. Lockridge is there. Tagging De La Cruz. He's going to come down the line and score. It's 6-4. But you will absolutely trade that out for a run.
Yeah, and Espinal, who enters the ball game in that situation, I mean, it's almost a free ride. Like, you know what? I'll swing for the fence. Worst case scenario, get an RBI out of it.
Well, down by 2. That tying run is in the on-deck circle. Mears trying to get Noelvi Marte. 2 away in the bottom of the 11th inning. The Brewers looking for win number 14 in a row. Marte fouls it away, third base side, and all the Brewers fans that are in attendance in Cincinnati are on their feet, trying to get a taste of history. Marte, deep left. That's a problem. It's a one-run game. 6-5 as Marte unloads.
Well, just like the Brewers, the Reds are not going quietly into the night. This slider, Mears does not get back. Middle of the plate. Marte sends it, his 9th homer of the season.
One more out to get. This slider had some hang time on it, and Marte knew it. Still down 1. Matt McLain digs in for the Reds. 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 on McLain. Well, this game has had a little bit of everything, huh? My palms haven't stopped sweating since the 8th.
Mom's spaghetti, I hear you. You knew Marte was going to be a tough out just because going back to early in the ball game when he misplayed that ball in right field off terrain is bad. You always want to have that redemption story. So guys like that have that in the back of their mind, you know they're going to be dangerous at the plate. It doesn't surprise me that he got a good swing off against Mears.
Well, McLain's got pop 11 home runs. Mears needs one more out. And he threw the slider low. Again, he has never had a big league save as the Brewers bullpen starts to heat up. McLain, fly ball, center field. Lockridge is back. Lockridge makes the catch. 14 in a row for the Milwaukee Brewers. The hottest team in the land comes from behind, and they win it in 11. Brewers fans soaking it all up in Cincinnati, seeing something that has never been done in the franchise's history. 14 straight wins, and they needed everybody on their roster tonight to accomplish it.
Thought last night was a wild one. This one may rival that. Incredible game. Heroes all around. Brewers once again making history. What a season. What a team this has been. Consistently going out there and playing amazing baseball. McGill with the win. Mears with his first save of his big league career. Monasterio playing hero. 3-run blast. Incredible stuff.
Nick Mears able to put the finishing touches with that fly ball to deep center. Lockridge had just enough space. Andrew Monasterio, he was the guy with the big hit today. And the Brewers fans in Cincinnati are loving every single second.